welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do the hearing aid Q&A. If you don't know, from a previous video, I did get actual real hearing aids for the first time, first pair ever. And now we're going to do the Q&A because I know quite a few of you are going to be curious about things. A quick update though, I did get these readjusted at my second appointment. Things are a little bit better. The shh sound isn't bad anymore unless I really exaggerate it to make it hurt on purpose, which I don't know why I would do that, but experiment purposes. And things are still a bit louder, but I do have volume control now, so yeah. So I asked you to ask me questions on Twitter and Instagram, and we're gonna go with Instagram first because I don't know, it seems like Instagram is the place for Q&A questions. What do you like and dislike about hearing aids? Well, so far they made it easier to have conversations with hearing people. Granted, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so masks are still being worn by some people. Not everybody, but some people. So, you know, even though I can hear that they're talking to me, it's still pretty difficult to understand what they're actually saying. I can get a word here and there more than I did before, but you know. I also like, and I did this, I was going out somewhere, there was a baby crying, it hurt very, very much, and all I had to do was take my hearing aids off, and it was a wonderful moment of pure joy. Dislike though, I think the only real thing right now is just that everything's still really loud. I mean, now I have volume control, so it's a little bit easier, but still there's just too many sounds and everything makes a sound. I'm like, oh my god, what's that, what's that, what's that? And now it's like I'm so, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know if it's hypervigilant, but every time I hear somebody talking, I begin to think they're talking to me, even though 99.9% of the time they are not. So I just walk somebody and they're talking, I'm like, oh my god, what were they trying to talk to me? But no, they're on the phone or they're talking to somebody beside of them, and it's like, I probably just look really weird constantly turning my head at every single person, and it's like, oh god. How much more can you hear with your aids? Speech, music. Pretty much I can hear everything a lot better than before. People talking, I can hear them more. Music, definitely. My cats, that's a new one. That's a new one right there. I still don't know about extremely high-pitched noises though. I haven't really tested that out, like a kitchen timer. I talked about how in the past my ex-boyfriend was putting a kitchen timer on for something, and I 100% did not hear it. Thankfully nothing burned down, but because he was still there, he was in the apartment. But yeah, now I think about it, did I ever hear the beeping on the air fryer? I can hear the beeps on my camera now and beeps in other places, but it's like very strange. What surprised you the most about your hearing aid? Probably the hardware. I didn't realize just how odd it would feel. And since we just got them retubed because I accidentally cut them too short. Well, I didn't cut them. The audiologist did. You know, she's like, they look fine, but I was like, they're loose. And then we cut them, and I'm like, no, they're too short. And now we just leave them alone. But we retubed them and left them alone. But it's a weird feeling. And now, like, everything's like touching it, my hair, and What's the weirdest thing that you found that makes sound you didn't know it did? Probably the refrigerator. See, from like a scientific standpoint, I know practically everything makes noise. The Could You Survive the Movies episode that I did, A Quiet Place, Jake talks about how pretty much everything makes a sound. I mean, your blood inside makes a sound. You can't really hear it, but it makes a sound. You know, I should expect that the refrigerator makes a sound, but it was still weird to hear because I didn't know what it was when I walked into the kitchen. I thought The Conjuring was happening. I thought my kitchen was haunted. Was it weird to hear your own voice? What do you sound like? Okay, so I've heard them before with those generic amplifiers that I once upon a time tried. It was still a little bit weird to hear it. Kind of almost really sounds the same to me, honestly. Just a little bit more robotic. Just a tiny bit right now because the way these things work. But yeah, I don't really notice the difference. The only thing is my own volume control, because I don't know how loud I am anymore. Do you regret getting the hearing aids yet? I mean, they were free, so no. They were free. There's really no regret there. And my audiologist appointments for the first year are free. So I think the only way I could ever really regret it, but I wouldn't really regret it, like it might make sense in a minute, is just now hearing people be like, oh, you have hearing aids now, so now we can just, I don't have to do anything, like I don't have to be accessible to you, and now I don't have to learn ASL for you. It's funny, I was thinking about how my ex would be now if I had these things on, and he would really be like, oh, I don't have to learn ASL now, even though we never even tried before. So that's the only thing that like makes me go, oh, okay, that might make me regret it, but it wouldn't really be regret. It would just be, I don't know how to explain it, but hopefully that makes sense. I think fellow hearing aid wearing deaf people would probably understand what I'm talking about. How was your interaction with your audiologist using an ASL interpreter? Fantastic. I love my interpreter. I love my audiologist. It's been a fun time. What was the first impression? That it was a little bit weird because I hate having things in my ears. Like I don't even like wearing my AirPods in for a long period of time. So it's having these on all the time. It's like, and there's definitely hearing aid fatigue, right? It's just, oh god, I hate wearing these so much. Eventually I will get more used to it, but right now it's like, oh god. Did you notice any difference versus ordinary amplifiers? You know, it's been so long since I tried those things that I'm not really sure. So far, what is your minor annoyance you have with your pair? Just the hardware. You know, the things that you gotta put over your ears because they were very loosey-goosey in the beginning and I thought they'd be too long. They started to get a little bit better as I started wearing them, but now we just had to retube them because, like I said, we ended up cutting them too short. So now it's like they're brand new and all loosey-goosey again. So it's just constantly feeling like it's gonna fall off my ear, and it just takes up so much of my ear, and it's like, I imagine eventually I'll probably get used to it, but right now it's just like, oh god. What are things you had changed since wearing them because it was too loud? Touching paper bags is a little bit better now, but I'm still like ever so quietly picking them up. And memory cards, those were too loud to put down, so I'm like tiny, like ever so slowly putting them down. Is there something you really like hearing now with your hearing aids on? Like before and after mind-blowing change? Listening to my cat's meow is the funniest thing. Simon, not so much because he does it constantly and he's always screaming at me, and I love my boy. I love him to death and he's adorable and he's so sweet. But this constant screaming 24/7, it was fun to look at. It was cute to look at, but now that when I have to put these on and I can hear it, I'm like, oh god. And now Zane, Simon has started to teach Zane to meow, I guess. I think Zane is finally figuring out, because the previous cat that he grew up with here never really meowed, so I guess he never really understood the concept. So now he knows, hey, if I meow all the time, I'll get what I want. So now, the only time Zane ever really made much of a noise is if you pick him up long enough, but he never really meows. He would just growl at you and hiss. So now he's meowing. And it's so cute because Zane is the more aggressive, the more threatening one. He's the one that is more like, I am going to scratch you and bite you because you're annoying me. Whereas Simon is very passive. He's like a pacifist. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. He doesn't want to play with other cats and like fighting, you know, things like that. He's just very like, stop it, please no. But Simon sounds like so much more aggressive and threatening than Zane does. It's like their voices don't match and they need to be switched. It's so funny to me, but just hearing Zane meow now is like the cutest little thing. Like, oh man. Does it sound better when you listen to people, especially lip reading? Lip reading is 10 times easier now with these things on. It's still difficult, but it's a lot easier when these are on. You know, when I went to return my rental car at Enterprise, I pretty much got everything the guy said. Again, these were also when it was like super loud. Are you eager? This is funny. Are you eager to flex on people who annoy you by taking them out in front of you? It's such a shame that VidCon's been canceled this year. I understand why. It would have been so much fun to take them out in front of all the troublemaker YouTubers and TikTokers and whoever else now would be showing up, because there's always a few. We know. And it would just be like, oh my god, I don't want to. Like VIP parties too, with kids running around, you just take them off, it'll be so. Granted though, VidCon can still get pretty loud even if I take them off, but I haven't been in like 3 years or so, maybe longer than that. I can't remember the last time I went, so who knows what it would be like now in comparison. But yeah, how does music sound like now? I think music still sounds a little bit funky. If I listen to the regular radio in the car, it does sound a little bit more evened out. Even when I'm listening to classic rock, usually if I'm using the regular radio, I'm playing classic rock. So before, it was just, even if I had it all the way up, it was difficult to understand the lyrics or figure out what song it was. A lot of the time, it wouldn't sound as loud, and it wasn't having enough bass with it. Whereas, you know, if I turn on Apple CarPlay or something, and then I can listen to like my K-pop or my K-hip-hop, whatever, and there's a lot more bass. Now it's a lot more even out. Still don't really understand lyrics all that much, but at least the sound is even out. I don't care about the lyrics. Who cares? How did you decide the color for your ear molds? I've been really liking pink a lot. Lately, it's become one of my favorite colors. It is a bit more neon than I would have preferred when I looked at the computer screen. They look blush pink, but in person they're more neon, but you know what, it's okay. Although I'm not gonna lie, now I'm like, oh, what if I got purple? Because I've been liking purple too. Maybe next time. I don't know. How often are you supposed to change your molds out? I don't know. Do you like having hearing aids? Do you think you will once the period of adjustment is over? I mean, yeah, they're fine. They're helping me do what I need to do. I have noticed one thing, that when I'm filming, I don't make my throat hurt so much anymore because I'm not like practically doing whatever the hell it is with my throat to make me talk louder and try to enunciate better so that I can understand myself when I edit. So, it's that. Have the hearing aids help with any tinnitus you have? I don't think so, because even last night I was thinking about it because I was thinking about this question and it started happening. I guess not. Damn. That was Instagram. So, let's go to Twitter. Because I always love hearing about myths and misconceptions, what are some of the most common misconceptions about hearing aids? That they're a cure for hearing loss and that your hearing will be restored and you don't need any more accessibility, like you wouldn't need captions or an interpreter, you know, whatever you use for accessibility, because now you have hearing aids. Woo! Problem solved. No. Especially when driving right now. Like, I'm still constantly having to turn my head, so I don't really want people in my car to try to talk to me because I can't understand them. How have your hearing aids made life easier / more difficult? Easier to film. Doesn't really help so much with editing because, well, I might need to try them later since I've gotten them readjusted, but putting on headphones over these is like a little bit uncomfortable, and it's still just like, oh my god, it's so loud and staticky. I tried to edit with these on and it sounded so staticky that I thought I screwed up the audio. But filming, again, easier because I'm not straining my voice and hurting my throat so much. And then when I edit without my hearing aids and just my headphones, it's understanding myself is still the tiniest little bit of a struggle. I don't know. And also like trying to have conversations. Most of the time I still just try to I still make them type and all type because I just don't want to, like, if it's quick, I'm not so worried about it. If it's something that is like a legal thing and it's going to take a while and I really need to make sure I have the details, I just write it down. Gonna risk it. I'm still not gonna risk it with these because it's not perfect. More difficult is just me being paranoid about every single little sound. It's like a horror movie now. Everything's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, somebody's trying to break in, and it's not. I walked on the floor and I thought somebody was breaking in my door. I know you were quite hesitant about getting hearing aids at all. Are you going to keep wearing them regularly? I was really only quite hesitant because of the cost. They're too expensive. It wasn't gonna happen out of my pocket. But am I gonna keep wearing them regularly? When I go out, right now I still don't always wear them when I'm going out, mostly because if I'm downstairs already and my hearing aids are upstairs, I'm too lazy to go back up. But if I'm going out somewhere to do something, probably have them in. When I'm filming, I'll have them in. But if I'm just going to sit around and, you know, watch YouTube videos, watch TV, just minding my own business by myself at home, I don't really feel the need to wear them. There will be periods of time when I will, because, you know, just to make sure my brain is getting a little bit more trained every day to get used to them and, you know, whatever other scientific stuff. But I really don't think, you know, like I said in the original video, that I'm going to be like a 24-hour, 24/7 hearing aid wearer. Does the fridge actually make a sound, or is my best mate having me on? It makes a sound. It makes a sound, and I don't just mean when you open and close it and then the closing makes a sound. What was it called? The compressor or something, whatever the hell that is, makes a buzzing sound. Not always, but like every once in a while it starts to come up and I'm like, oh, okay. Did you have any expectations before getting them? And if so, were those expectations met? I think my only real expectation was that they would be a little bit louder so I'd be able to hear noises more. And yeah, my expectations have been met. I can hear things more and understanding I knew would probably be wishy-washy because I'm known from other friends' past experiences that, you know, it's still a struggle to understand everything. Especially, I know I don't know when this will ever happen again, but being at a table with a bunch of people and they're all talking, that's not necessarily something I'm looking forward to. But I expect that dinner table syndrome would still be a thing. I'm hoping it'll be less, so at the very least I can, you know, focus on someone and understand them and then maybe get some context. But I don't know, we'll have to see if that ever happens in the future. Actually, now that I'm realizing, I believe I asked if anyone in the comments of the original video had questions, you could leave them down. So let's go look at the comments there. One person asked, where are you on the hearing loss scale? The answer specifically is a little bit of a blur, but I remember there being talked about at the very tippity top starting point, moderate to severe, and then eventually it goes severe to profound. So I think it's more like when it comes to deep tones, it's moderate to severe, and then when it comes to the high pitched tones, severe to profound. Good luck, Ricky. What's the physical sensory experience of wearing them like? Do you feel like they hurt your ears after a time? Oh, definitely. Definitely. So every once in a while I'm like putting my finger in and like kind of readjusting a little bit or rubbing the inside of my ear because it's just, it hurts so much. I just, after I think just a couple of hours, it's like, okay, I'm kind of really over it now. Like I spent a day being out because I was doing things and I came back home and I was like, I want them off. Even with the hardware, because it's just heavy in comparison to like, I don't know, it's not that heavy like if you hold it, but like on your ears it gets heavy after a while. So I was like, okay, I was like, I really want to take them off. How was the process of getting them through VR? I think it's a video that could probably be beneficial on its own because I feel like the whole answer is a little bit longer, but it did take a while. Prepare for it to take a while, especially now during COVID times where literally everything is taking longer, but it did take less than I expected. It was from April to August, so a bit of a wait, but not as long as I was expecting because some people were telling me that once, you know, you got the press for the molds, once you were getting the molds done, that you could wait up to like 3 months, but I only had to wait 3 weeks after that, so that was good. But yeah, I think I might do a whole separate video on that in the future, so subscribe if you want to know about that. Do hearing aids help you when you're watching a movie? Oh, that's one thing that's been very different. I can have the TV at volume 10 out of 100 and it's still way too loud. I am able to hear like words still here and there, but when it comes to movies, you know, the angles, everybody's switching angles, you're seeing the back of people's heads when they're talking and da-da-da. So I still most definitely need captions when I'm watching a movie. I don't think that's ever gonna change. When it comes to like commercials where, you know, like the car commercials where the car dealers are always like right there at the screen and staring at you. Or even like if I'm watching the weather report because they just keep looking at you, right? Or news. That's a little bit easier, but I still need captions. Quality of the audio and just the way that it works when it's recorded versus coming out of a live person is way different. So like you could have a human beside my TV, they could be at the same volume, but I'm likely going to understand the live human in front of me more than the human on the television. Science. It's weird. It's complicated. And those are the questions for this Q&A. I hope you learned a little bit more about my experience with hearing aids. So will I make more videos about them? Probably. Like I said, the process of getting them through VR, I think that might be helpful for that. Any other topics in regards to hearing aids and videos about them, you can always leave them down below in the comments and I'll write them down if they sound good, so just let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. If you want to support my work outside of just watching videos, I do have a Patreon page, so for whatever couple of bucks a month that you want to tip, basically, you get some exclusive perks to go with it. For more videos like this in regards to deafness, accessibility, disability in general, or really whatever, if you just want to hear me or see me more often, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you later. Bye!